Here's a recipe for sourdough French bread that is fast and easy to make. First, I'm going to start with putting 1 envelope of Active Dry Yeast, 1 tablespoon if you buy in bulk, into 1½ cups of warm water. And we'll wait about 5 minutes till that's proofed. Our yeast has started working its magic, so I'm going to put the yeast in 1½ cups of water into my bowl. And I'm going to add to it 1 cup of sourdough starter, 2 teaspoons each of sugar and salt, which I pre-measured. And now I'm going to add to it 4 cups of flour, and this is unsifted. I have pre-measured 6 cups of the all-purpose flour in this bowl, and we're adding 4 cups to begin with. And the 4 cups will make a stiff batter. Okay, we're stirring until we have a smooth batter. And we'll give this a little stir too. And I've just washed my hands again very thoroughly. I'm not really kneading the dough at this point, I'm just smoothing it out. Now, I'm going to cover this, put it in a warm place. Now I'm covering the bowl with a clean cloth. And I'm going to set it over here near my stove because the stove's been on and it's warmer over there. And I'm going to let it rise until it's doubled. It should take an hour, hour and a half. Our dough has risen. It's doubled in size, so I'm going to continue. Go ahead and grease a baking sheet. And I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of cornmeal. On the baking sheet. And we'll set this aside for the time being. Now, a lot of people like to use their butcher block surface to work with the dough on, but I prefer to contain my mess, all my flour mess, to a cloth that I can just pick up and take outside and shake. Okay, gonna punch down the dough and I'm gonna add another, not quite a cupful of flour. And you can do this with a spoon, but when the dough gets this thick, I find it easier to go ahead and work the dough with my hands. Now I'm going to add flour to my cloth and turn the dough out. And start kneading the dough, and this will take about 10 minutes. Okay. I think we're finished. Now I need to separate this into 2 different pieces. Now you can shape these into whatever. You can make them round, you can make them oblong, or you can bake them in a loaf pan and they'll be that shape. But for now, I'm going to oil these a little bit. I'm going to put my shaped loaves onto this baking pan. Cover them with a cloth and put them in the warmest area in the kitchen to rise again. Our loaves have risen. They're at least double in size. So now we're going to bake them. But before we do, we have to do a couple things. We have the oven preheating to 400 degrees. And we've put both the racks as low as possible. And as soon as we put the loaves into the oven to bake on the top rack, which is very low in this case, we're going to slide a pan, either a cookie sheet, a baking sheet with a lip. We're going to pour boiling water into it. I'm using a baking pan, and I'll pour boiling water into it and slide it onto the bottom rack, just underneath the bread. But before we do, we have to score our loaves. Now, I'm not good at this. I hope you're better at it than I am. But I'm going to make 3 or 4 cuts. It's supposed to be about 1/2 inch deep into the bread. In this little dish right here, I have a teaspoon of cornstarch, just plain old cornstarch, and a half cup of water. Now I brought those to a boil, and now I'm going to baste the top of the bread with the cornstarch water. Now into the preheated oven we go. And on the bottom rack, I'm going to pour the boiling water. We're going to set the timer for 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes we're going to brush the loaves again with our cornstarch water, and then we'll bake another 25 minutes or so. Just look at this. I just never can wait to cut into fresh bread. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. Ooh, perfect. Perfect. Look at this. Just absolutely perfect. You're probably supposed to wait a few minutes before you cut fresh bread, but I just never can wait. Oh my, that's good. Thanks for stopping by.